point out here is that all of our grass seeding has been completed, and our new assistant will be starting on July 2nd. Our spray project and our phase 2 should be kind of end of this week or early next week.
You said all your grass seeding's done?
Yeah, all of our projects that we were had to put off in the fall just due to the dryness, those ones have all been completed.
That's fine, but we talk later.
Is your ag in the classroom for grade 4, is that funded? Where does that funding come from?
That's the Ag for Life program. So it's they provide the materials that we take into the classroom, and then I built my own presentation for the kids. So we weren't able to do that last week, so that will be tomorrow at the Wainwright Elementary School. I'll be going in for 3 classrooms there.
Perfect.
Okay, anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Is my mic on? Yep. Hey, when we do construction and we have people go out to look at them, is that done by the Ag Service Board? Or do we have to wait 3 years for a farmer to complain? Should we be checking up on all of our reclaimed sites?
So are you talking like for grass seeding or just straight reclamation in general?
Reclamation in general, yep.
Yeah, whenever we seed, we do try and make sure that we're checking back up on it.
I can't hear you when you talk too fast.
Sorry, I'll slow her down. Yep, so we do make sure that we're checking back up on those projects that we're seeding and see how they're establishing. Some that, we have gone back and reseeded on some if they didn't take very well. And
It's
then they
not
go.
just, I realize what you're saying, but I'm saying even cropland that we have they seed it, but they're entitled to 2 or 3 years of compensation if it doesn't grow. We don't really have anybody going back on a following year to inspect them crops to see if they are growing. We're taking word of somebody, and I believe that's part of the ag societies or.
Yeah, that's a really good point for sure, Oscar. So that's something that we can look into kind of on the back end, and then we can come back to you with a plan. Absolutely. That's a very good point.
Well, it's very hard to say that if we don't go out and test it ourselves. You pull 10 leaves, strip it, clean it, check the yield. Instead of waiting until we're all into a fight with the farmer over whether we should pay him or not.
Well, that's something that we'll definitely look into to see what we can kind of do on the back end here. So yeah, that's a good point. Thank you.
Well, we've always paid the farmer regardless. Well, it used to be 2 years, now we pay 3. Crop down on the third year.
But are they in charge of their own weed control? Like if something
Yeah,
got out of
it's when
hand,
they're seeding.
like around the lagoon?
Just like on the crop, right?
Yeah.
You just spray it. And we pay a shortage, we pay it 50, was it 50?
The first year's 50 and then,
Well, yeah, first year's 100, next year's 50.
or 50, yeah.
25.
So, I mean, they are paid, but I guess the reason for it is manpower effort to go back and look. So we just leave the onus on the farmer to, to tell us where it was at, and that, I don't know that it's broken. Is it like, who's got complaints on the second or third year? I haven't got any. In fact, I got no complaints after we started paying the third year.
Mind you, I haven't had construction.
You have better soil than we have down there too. Our later land, they don't strip it quite right. We don't have enough to put the topsoils back properly. I mean, it's just, I can name names of where we've left behind and it still ain't grown today, and that's 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, I think probably that's a policy issue more than anything else. So I think if we're going to have that discussion. No, I think it'd be a policy statement so that staff has something we can continue to go on instead of coming down to the table. So, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it, I just say it's more of a policy discussion.
Well, we've got to direct somebody to check it at least.
Yeah.
Because then they come in, I've heard it said right here, well, we paid them their free, they're not entitled to nothing, but that's not really true. If it's never growed over 3 years, and it still ain't grown, they are entitled. Yeah, they're all glad of the road and everything else, but I mean, it's still, the deal was that they put it back the same way it was. Okay, that's my bitch for the day.
Okay, anything else on Shelby's report? Get a motion to pass it, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Jonathan. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, RFP for calendar contract.
Yeah, so this is just kind of the same as it has typically been in the past since 2005. We printed 750 calendars last year, and they were all dispersed. So just the going forward with that contest as per the usual.
Yeah, I can make that motion.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, hydro mulch seeding, we had a discussion of that earlier. Here is prices.
And that's for that 1.5 miles of 2023 LR2 plus the 4 associated borrow pits.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we accept the hydro mulching.
Okay, thanks, Rhonda.
So why are we doing this, Shelby, versus what we've been doing?
So this is the one that we did bring that proposal to the planning meeting. It's
Yeah,
that
I
really
know.
excessively sandy soil. So this is just an opportunity to get that going as best as we can, especially 2 of the borrow pits are native. So that's a really challenging location to get establishment, especially with the native seed.
Is it also that it's hard to get our equipment on it?
How'd you get what?
It's hard
Hard
to
to
get our
run.
equipment on it.
The slope was pretty steep.
Which we will be doing the seeding ourselves prior to. So there's the hydro mulch is an application over top of the broadcast and harrow.
Okay.
Yep. Otherwise, the seeding rate does go up exponentially if you are mixing seed in with the slurry.
Okay,
So when do we do that, this fall?
That will be in September. Yes.
Thank you.
okay, well, we have a motion to approve instant lawn for $58,755. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, Shelby, that's all for you right now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Back to your job, Stephen.
Now, the public works people. Oh, we've got a handout.
Mike. So, Preston, you can sit here. Preston, you can sit here, buddy.
I can sit there?
Thank you.
Thanks, Preston.
Eight, 9 or something. So we can go another mile.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, nice catch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, everybody heard it.
Hello? Oh, there we go.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Morning. Anyways, public works report.
What can I add to this for you guys? Well, we did that well out at Riverdale. It was a little bit of a challenge. It was quite deep. It was approximately 11 feet deep down to the pitless adapter, which is a little bit outside of the norm. It was a big hole, caused a lot of disturbance in front of the clubhouse. But besides the disturbance and just being so deep, it actually went pretty well. So there's a lot of gravel resource in that area. It was full of rock, so it was quite interesting. We did 1 mile of graveling on construction since I submitted my report. We'll do another mile probably early next week from the looks of things. And then we'll be, or maybe at later this week, sorry, we'll be doing the next mile. And then early next week, we'll be looking at the south 2 miles there. We're trying to look at capping that job off maybe by the end of next week. That might be a little premature, but we're working on borrows, we're finishing road top, and it's starting to come to a close there, so.
Good.
Currently, we did send that 1 scraper to Finning. That went out about, about the 10th of June, I believe. It went up to Finning. What they have is they have a new head on the shop floor. They're actually in the process of replacing that head. The rest of the parts are supposed to come tomorrow. Hopefully get a turnaround, get that machine sent back by the end of this week or the start of next week. So I'll get more of an update once they get the rest of the parts, and I'll be able to let you guys know about that. And currently we had our scraper go down on Friday, and we had one go down yesterday. Mechanics out there today, so we're hoping those will be back up and running today. So.
Down with what, Preston? What's down?
Oh, minor stuff, Bill. One was
Okay.
something to do with the brakes, and the other one was a solenoid, I believe. So
Nothing to do with diff.
nothing to do with depth fluid. No, not this time. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Preston?
When are we starting on 101, do you know, Preston?
Range Road 101. That's a little bit up in the air right now. CN threw a curveball at us with basically saying that signals aren't prepared to help us out this year. So we've gone back with a couple of emails, and I think we're going to take that a little farther. Is that correct, Kelly? Yeah. So, yeah, we're just in communication. We're asking a couple of questions about if we can get away with, not get away, if it would be substantial to use stop signs as opposed to a controlled crossing. We're waiting for a response on that. After that response, then we'll take it to the next level or see what we're going to do. But right now, we're kind of stalled.
Okay, anything else? Get a motion for Preston's report, please. Thanks, Bill. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, safety.
Morning.
Raymond, anything you want to add to your report?
Nothing to add. I got some news on our sports court down at Riverdale, so they're going to begin the fence install tomorrow. We were supposed to have it last week, however, with the rain delays, previous jobs, other clients, obviously they were catching up with them before they hit us up, but we should have them out there on site tomorrow to start and finish installing that fence.
Okay.
It's looking good so far.
Yeah, it actually turned out pretty nice. I like the colors that we went with. Yeah, no, it looks good. A lot of use. We have it open right now because it's not fenced off. We weren't gonna shoo the kids away. There's a lot of families out there playing basketball. As for the pickleball, I think we've seen one group out there as of late, but I'm sure that's going to change once everything's up and running full time.
Are they using their own equipment, or do you have some available?
We have basketballs. I went and purchased a couple of basketballs from Canadian Tire, as well as pickleball kits, paddles, balls, all of that kind of stuff. It is available at the clubhouse. You can sign it out for a very small fee, and then yeah, they can use that. But yeah, no, they've been coming in and grabbing basketballs from us as well.
Do you have any issues? I see they want you to communicate through AHS for your water samples at the river.
Yep.
Anything we have to advertise? Someone mentioned they weren't great.
No, so yeah, no, the levels right now are testing high for bacterial. It's totally out of the MD's control. We have nothing we can do with the river. There is a sign posted at the river right now, right at the beach. It's from AHS. We have it out there under the directions of the local health inspector. That'll stay in place until we see some better samples. Every Tuesday, we do our water samples at the beach, and then we get our results back by Friday, and that'll indicate what our next week is going to look like. Normally, if we have the sign posted, it usually takes 2 weeks of sampling of a good sampling before we can retract that signage that's currently posted.
Can they call the office? Do they have the results? If someone asked me on social media, I thought.
So I was directed to direct all inquiries for that directly to AH&S.
Okay.
So if somebody does contact the MD for any reason, it's direct all calls to Alberta Health Services directly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else anybody has? Can I get a motion for Raymond's report? Thanks, Oscar. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, RFP for a truck.
Okay, so we went to RFP, request for proposal for a 2500 series truck to put into our fleet. I did receive pricing from 4 distributors. I would like to point out that our local distributor, Denver Motors, has changed their proposal from a 2024 to a 2025, and they are going to keep the exact same price that they have on there. So, for council to take a look at.
I'll make a motion to go with Denwood Motors.
Any hold up on delivery for you?
No, not really on these trucks. The turnaround is pretty standard for most trucks.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Okay.
Okay, at the same time, we also went out for requests for proposal on the 3500. That's the 1 ton with the deck. I did receive proposals from the same 4 distributors. Denwood Motors did also make a change on this one. They went from a 2024 to a 2025, and they did hold their price on this one as well.
I'll make a motion to go with Denwood Motors in this one.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
I guess what I've learned from trucks is this time of year they go from a 2024 model to a 2025 model. So going forward, it'd probably be best for us to stay away from about that May-June timeline. Get them out either a little earlier or get them out a little later, so that it doesn't cause any issues with their presenting of pricing. So.
Okay, belly dump trailer.
Okay, this is part of our planning succession. So I did go out for pricing, public procurement. I did receive 2 pricing, one from Hayworth and one from Summit Trailers. Prices are presented.
I'll make a motion, we go with Hayworth.
Okay, any further discussion?
Where are they out of?
Edmonton.
They're out of Edmonton, where's Summit?
You know, I think they're out of Edmonton as well. I'm not 100% sure on that one, to tell you the truth. We have purchased our last 2 trailers we did purchase. Both came from Hayworth as well.
And so we have any trouble with them?
No,
Like returning back?
no, we didn't have any trouble. We had, there was an issue when they delivered the one trailer. The brakes were a little tight, but they came down and fixed all that. So, but that was about it. That's the only problem we've ever had. Service is there. So.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion to go with Hayward. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, nay?
Okay.
Road salt.
So, Ray just mentioned that Summit Trailers is out of Atchison, so same area as Haywood
Oh, yeah.
Trailers. Okay. Road salt supply, so it's the time of year we go for a 2024, 2025 road salt supply. I went out to public procurement on this as well, and we received 1 pricing from NSC Minerals. They're the supplier that we've been using the last, well, for as long as I can remember, to tell you the truth.
Any price increase from last year? I apologize, I
Yes.
didn't look back at last year's.
Yes, this is a price increase over last year. Did you?
So
157.
it's not bad, $5 a ton.
Yeah.
A little more than 5.
They're out of Saskatchewan.
Yes, that's correct. Just outside of Saskatoon, I
Is there
believe.
nobody in Alberta anymore?
Not that I'm aware of, Bill. Elk Point used to have one, but I think they've now closed that up on at least on the road salt supply.
They're closed altogether.
Did they close altogether? Okay, so apparently they're not supplying at all anymore.
I'll make the motion, we go with. Oh, who made the motion?
I did.
Oh, sorry, Bruce, I didn't hear.
Okay.
I did get a few inquiries about road salt, so, but this is the only price I got.
Oh. What were they
Bruce
saying?
moved to go with NSC. Any further discussion? All in favor?
What-
Opposed, nay?
Well, I had an inquiry out of Quebec, and they were gonna send it to the nearest port and then either
Oh,
supply
yeah.
it by train or truck.
Yeah.
So, I don't think they looked at a map. So, it was a little comical, actually.
Okay, plow truck.
Okay, so I went out to procurement for a plow truck. This is, this kind of goes in line with the one that we procured last year. That one came a little earlier because of we had an engine failure on that one, so this one's in line with our scheduling. This is an interesting RFP. A lot of these trucks do not meet the specifications due to the fact that the Allison transmission has been oversold and undersupplied. My understanding is if you don't have a build slot for 2024, you're not getting an Allison transmission in the first 2 quarters of 2025. So what's going on here is the bottom 3 trucks on this one that have the lower points do not meet that spec, and in fact, they can't even guarantee that they can supply that transmission that we're looking for. The Allison transmission is the fully automatic transmission. It's the one we've been running since 2014. It's been a very solid transmission. We've never had any mechanical failures on them, and our oldest one is, like I said, goes back to 2014. As well on the scoring here, because we do have a little discrepancy between price and points, Glover International on the second line has also changed their engine style, and the availability of this truck is going into the 3rd to 4th quarter of 2025. Same with Velocity and Western trucks, whereas the top truck does have a build slot, and he's saying they're available for this year, 4th quarter, December of 2024. So they score better on delivery for that reason. As well as the Viking Savez truck also met full specs, so it's basically identical to the last 3 trucks we've ordered actually.
Same
So,
engine too?
yeah, same engine. That's the 826.
Which is what?
The 826 engine. So we first bought the 826 engine in 2019, and they've been running pretty solid since then. So this new Glover International truck is also coming out with a European engine. It's called a Scandia. So it'll be rolling out with this model when they build it. So it'll be brand new.
Sister company to the Max Force, I hear.
Sister company to them. Maybe not sister company, but it is. It'll be new to North America. That's for sure. It's been in Europe, but it'll be new to North America.
They've had Scanning engine in Canada for a long time.
Yeah.
In agriculture equipment.
Okay. So
But,
I'll make the motion, go with Viking.
okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Tender result 894. Handout. Morning. Looks like Central City came in.
Can you explain the amendment for me?
I kind of can. We've seen it in these packages before, Robin. So basically, I don't know what it is. They're scared about. What would you think, Kelly? It's almost they send the package over with whoever, and then they send the amendment within the last 10 minutes to make a change in their price. It's almost like they're trying to, I don't know,
Play all their cards.
play all their cards. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've opened packages where we've had like 3 amendments to them and different things like that. So it's almost like a trade thing. They do that. Yeah. So
Have we used Central City in the past?
yeah, Central City has done quite a few of our jobs in the past. Yeah.
Good company, we did. Gilt Edge was,
Just need a motion to, if that's what you think you want to do.
Yeah, and just to give you a little background, so with this job, we also had the extra work, which would be the culvert dips, and then we had a mile of asphalt overlay over top of the cement. So the culvert dips came in at $524,040. The mile of overlay came in at $355,673.
What?
$355,673.
How thick is that, Preston?
We went with 80 mils, I believe.
80 mil?
Yeah, that's what we asked for. Yeah. And then 894, the price for the GBC and the ACP on 894 was $6,680,980. Just to kind of break that down so you can see it at a different light.
So with the $500,000 amendment, it doesn't give them the opportunity to use cheaper culverts or something
No.
different than,
No.
it won't change the scope of what
No.
you ordered.
I truly believe they do the amendment just to protect their pricing. So they send it as a group, they do the pricing, they send it out, and then I think they have a couple top tier guys that say, okay, we're going to send the amendment in. So it protects their price, so nobody knows the price except for the top 2 tier guys. And I think that's why they do it. Yeah, it's an interesting process. Yeah.
was a good price.
I'll make a motion. We go with Central City.
Time's up, move on.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Reed, if you could put this, since we're partnering with Alberta Transportation and they're funding a good portion of this, can we put that conditional to their approval?
All in favor? Okay.
With an
Opposed, then?
Kelly amendment.
What's that?
Is your mic on?
No, he doesn't. It's-
I'm thinking, Mike.
I don't know why we tried to, when we've already talked about it,
Because every conversation has been tied to the funding. Okay.
Yes, it was.
that's your decision, not, I know mine was, I know what Bill's was, and a couple other people that said the procedure would be, if you tie it to funding, you're not.
Conditional to Alberta Transportation approval, not funding.
Approval. The funding's already in place, isn't it?
Yeah, funding's
That's
already
right, the funding's
done.
Okay.
They just want to make sure, they're part of the game, they want to make sure we're picking the lowest tender. It's right in the
Yeah.
contract, so.
It's a good move to stay partners with these guys and keep them along with us every step. Just a question right now. I do have a couple other things that kind of relate to this 894 project. Would you like to talk about it after we're done all the RFDs, or would you like to do that right now?
Right now, so,
Okay. So, myself and Division 3 Counselor got a call from one of the local gravel pit owners. He was asking him, he would like to pile gravel on, because we share that that pit, right? So we're on the east side, he's on the west side. So he wants to do a crush there. It relates to this job. In fact, it directly relates to this job. And he wants to crush, and we've done it before, where he'd crush and stockpile it on the border on our side a bit to allow him to get that product out. And it goes onto our job. So they'll deplete that product and put it on our job. That would be the Shane Tondu pit. Yeah.
Yeah. We done it, I think he said when they did the gilt-edge pavement, right?
Yeah, I believe actually we've done it twice, to tell you the truth. So, once for sure.
What does he want to do?
They'll do the crush and they'll stockpile. It'll be on his side of the pit, but he needs a little bit more room, so it'll be on, kind of cross the border onto the east side of the pit as well. Yeah.
That's the gravel's coming.
Yep. Yeah, I believe it'll probably be the GBC coming out of that pit,
Yeah.
and then ACP will come out of probably another pit if I understand how they're explaining it to me.
Yeah, I think that's it.
You need a
Yeah.
motion for that?
No, I just need council's understanding
Yeah, I
of
think
the direction
we
we're
do
going.
that, because there might be a cleanup.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we should get a motion.
Yeah.
Because there might be a direction to clean up
Yeah.
something in the future. That's all.
So with that, we'll also include the, listed the MD as an additional shared from his crusher to
Yeah.
protect us and all that, like we normally do with that project, so. Okay.
Okay. All in favor of Okay, is that it?
Do we wanna,
Part of this project,
Yeah.
I met with Richard, Division 4 counselor, on the north, or excuse me, Division 3 counselor. Sorry about that. So on the north end of this 894 job, Roja has drawn a line on the north side of the intersection. The north side of the intersection is a decent grade hill. And what Rich and I are looking at is we feel that as the vehicles come off that hill, we're gonna washboard and cause a maintenance issue on this hill all the time as we're going up and down it. I think one of the things Richard would like to see for sure is we extend that asphalt another 200 meters to get it to a flat spot, and that would prevent that from happening.
yeah, we're going 100 right now in the contract, and we wanna go up to 300 just to get it to the top.
Yeah, so an extension of 2 in total.
How high is that hill?
300 meters to the flat spot. About 300 meters to the flat spot. It's got a decent grade on it.
Yeah.
It'd be about 3, well, I don't know if it's 3-4% grade. It's got a decent grade on it, yeah. So,
You don't think they'll be accelerated in 100 meters?
So you wanna go right over the hill with it?
no.
Just to the top, just to the top.
Or you still gonna gonna have to spin all the way up the other side, you got a grading issue on both sides.
It flattens off and rolls flat from there. That's not quite a up-down type hill, not that
So
situation.
it's level up the top, or,
Yeah, it's flat there.
I don't know, I've never seen the others.
So what would the estimate be on it for cost?
Well, I can get that estimate and we can go from there.
250,000.
But Oscar's pretty close, yeah. About 200,000 when we're sitting in the, I got it from Glenn just as a ballpark number.
So, now that we've.
I can bring that pricing back. I just want to know if council wants to go in that direction.
If we approve Central City already, does that bend our?
No.
tender at all, or-
No, we would just, it would be an addition.
Has they got time to look at it and bring it back to us before we start on it, or?
Most
when do we
certainly.
start on it?
Start time will be August, probably middle of August from what I understand. It could be a little sooner, but right now they're shooting for middle of August.
Cause I don't have a problem, and so.
I'd
like to see a price.
Yep.
Michael.
Yeah, it's probably.
Yeah.
$2 million bucks.
Yeah, I
4
think,
miles.
I think in the MD's interest, you should see a price before you make a blanket motion. So everybody consensus for any price next meeting?
That's what I'll do.
Well, do you offer them that, or have you figured it out, price per mile? I mean,
When we figured it out price per mile, we didn't take out the extras, so we're probably a little bit high when we were just kind of doing an estimated number. But now that we've got our chosen contractor and know what we're looking for, we can get it down to, you know, the per meter pricing basically.
And that would be the same spec, we're just
Yep.
carrying it on the
yeah.
Yeah, we're just carrying on.
Well, that's
so.
what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to them and say, you know, this works out to this, can you do another 150 meters for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I'll get
Instead
that
of letting
pricing.
them come to you.
No, we'll go, well, it's already in the contract, everything's laid out, just a
Yeah,
matter of pulling the
okay.
numbers and bringing them back to us. So,
We could do it with cement cheaper.
Absolutely.
Or calcium.
There again,
Yeah.
I like that, I agree with you.
What do you think, Bill?
So I think you guys have your
I think we need a
direction.
passing lane in it also, Preston, so let's have that
Oh,
in.
isn't this a dead end road?
No.
Oh, where does it go to when you go north?
it goes
4
to
miles
a,
north, and then it goes straight west for
it goes
3
to a
miles,
point of
and then
interest,
south.
actually, a provincial point of
Dead end in the
interest.
river.
No, I don't.
Like landslide build it.
Corlick landslide,
It's got
that's
a
correct.
historical land mark
Historical
there
value, is that
you
what
gotta
we're
get
saying?
to.
Yeah, point of
So-
interest.
Point of interest.
So we're under budget, so maybe we could go 2 or 3 miles more.
I had never heard anybody say we're under budget, I didn't hear that anywhere, but.
Settle for what you got.
Okay, sorry for getting us off the rails here, guys, sorry about that.
Okay,
No, it's
well,
good.
get a price bring back, that seems to be consensus of everybody. Okay, funding.
Yeah, so we sent an application in last fall, and we did get STIP funding for BF 2285. That would be on the North Chauvin Road, on the Ripstone Waterway. So that's exciting news for us. So we're requesting from council to approve the process and move towards engineering, right, Kelly?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Going with option one. Pardon? Going with option one. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, any?
That's not the whole culvert, just so you know, it's just the ends on the culvert, on the
Yeah.
culvert.
Just replacing, aren't they? Pardon? Aren't they just replacing the end?
The ends, yeah.
Yeah, the multi-plate culvert has cracking on the inlet and outlet sides. It egged a little bit over the time, so from the looks of it, we can do this job without disrupting the road surface. It could stop traffic for the time that they're working on it, but that'd be about the worst.
Okay. Well, I think we should get it fixed.
You bet.
Okay, a testing lab.
Okay, so I was contacted by Morrison Herfield. They're the engineers for the AT project on Highway 14. He wanted to know if he could have their contract lab people talk to me about parking in the yard. So I did talk to him and found out what he was looking for. So what the deal is we are set up to park a lab in our shop yard. We're set up for the power. Access to water is right there as well. What we're proposing is, if council is okay with this, is we would ask for the proper insurance as additional insured and so on and so forth, and work as partners with Alberta Transportation and accommodate them, if council is interested in going that direction.
Do we charge them for power or anything?
Water.
I think administration, we can handle that in. We could set up something to that effect, but yes, I think that would be
It's just a
appropriate.
trailer.
It is a trailer, yeah.
We set one at Sheldon when they did the Talisman.
Yeah, they use spots there. Close to the job site.
I'll make the motion that we proceed with option 1.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, nay. Okay, the stampede request. This is rather interesting.
Marcin was loaded up yesterday.
Okay, they want to use the scissor lift by the looks.
What's that about?
Well, the stampede is requesting a scissor lift. Apparently, we just gave it to them last year, from what I can gather. They came in late, so somebody made the decision to let them use it. So they want to use it again. So, I don't know. You want to speak to somebody?
Well, it was an urgent request, or I guess there was something wrong with the lift that they had last year, so we made the decision with the administration as a one-time basis to allow them to use the lift. It was a low risk as long as they had their insurance in place. It was just to hold the speakers, but it sounds like they're coming back again, and it may be a repeated request, so we thought if it's going to be an ongoing thing, we should bring it to council. So that's why it's hit the table here.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'm not really opposed to it so much as, I mean, if somebody gets hurt, if something line breaks, who's liable? Secondly, do we have insurance if it's off our property? Thirdly, are we competing with a private rental company that could give them the same thing? That's my concerns and we also give these guys money to post the stampede. So I guess, that's just my concerns. I don't know how administration wants to answer them. Any of them, or all of them, or whatever.
Are we using it over the weekend?
No, I don't have any plans to use it over the weekend.
The lift is for the speakers, so it's, on the surface, it seems like a low-risk issue. However,
Yeah.
anything could happen, right? I mean,
So,
that's
yeah,
what
they
we have
mount the
insurance for.
speakers to the lift. They can run the lift up from the ground, and that's what they do. They park it, they run it up into the air, shut the lift off. It's just basically like a scaffold that goes up and down. And that's why they operate it.
And in respect to the rental and competing with the local businesses, that's why we brought it to this table here. Last year we made the decision on a one-time use. So, I mean, that's maybe something council can discuss if that's something they want to get into.
Well, in this case, I ain't too worried about the rental companies.
It is an issue though, Oscar, because that's what they're in business for.
What's that, Bill?
I said you can't just rule them out. They're in business there to rent out equipment and that's how they're making their living and we're,
But if they're donating it too, it doesn't matter who donates.
What's he saying?
oh, I don't think they're gonna donate. I think they're gonna take cash, which is their business. I mean, it's up to them if they wanna donate, I guess. I guess one thing I'd wanna know, did they ever approach the rental company to?
That
I mean, why would
I
they
don't
just
have
come to us?
background on that. I know they used to have a lift that they used before, and apparently it's not available to them, so now they're seeking out another source.
I think financially they're struggling a little bit. I'd like to support them.
Well, we do, we give them cash.
Yeah, and a scissor lift.
Not yet.
I'll make a motion, we give them the scissor lift.
Oh, you're gonna make that motion?
Sure, yeah.
So what is our liability insurance wise here?
Their insurance should cover it, should it not?
We asked them
That's
to.
what I'm asking.
Yeah, we asked them to put, have at least $5 million of insurance with us named as an additional insured, but we do have insurance that would, I guess, kick in an event that their insurance would be to the limit. That's what we have insurance for. Yeah, I think our limit is it's significant.
And I would do option 2 so that you give it to them every year unless you need it for something.
I don't think you wanna get into that, Robin. I'm gonna strongly oppose that, and I don't think, before you came,
If they don't need it all the time, like if we're not using it, you wouldn't give
yeah,
it to them
I don't
every
think
year.
you wanna get into that. I mean, if you give them extra cash, then they can go to the rental company, then that takes us out of the picture. That's what I'd sooner do. If they wanna give them $6,000, then let them go to the rental company and rent one.
If there's one available, sure.
Well, I kinda think there's one, well, I remember getting stuff here I don't know if it was for this or one time I was doing, and we used to get a tent from the military base. And all of a sudden, the tent guys out of Lloydminster who struggle making their living renting out tents complained. So the military base, they just shut that off. And I get it. I was a little upset at the time, but I get it. I mean, these other businesses are trying to make a living. Same as the Stampede. But to do this year after year, I don't think I want to
So
take
do you
it.
support them giving more money for the rental of a scissor lift?
You bet. That's what I do.
Okay. So do
But
it just
you've
for
made
1
your
year then.
motion.
I'll make a motion then for the 1 year only. Then take a look at it again next year. Or you don't wanna do it at all?
No, I may support that, yeah.
Okay, we'll do option 1 then.
Okay,
Approve
are we putting
for-
a flag on to the NGO Wainwright?
Are you asking me? Oh, yeah, I'll put that on there.
There's stickers on it.
Yeah.
There's MD logo stickers on it.
Oh, okay. If we're going to donate, we might as well advertise too.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? That's okay. I just don't think MD should be competing against private business when it's available. You can donate all you want, but council speaks, I'm okay with that. I'll make sure that I'm I lose lots of money.
Must be good.
I-
I'm getting used to it.
I think in that motion, and I'd like to see that this is just last year available in that, so they know and they can go out prior to and get a scissor lift from wherever.
Yeah, most certainly when I do my follow-up with the Stampede Association, I'll
Okay.
talk to him about that and explain that to him. Yeah.
You can bring it back next year again and make that decision.
Well, if you're,
The motion's already done for this year, Bill.
I know, but it's
Robin,
Tuesday
Sharon's
today, the
right.
rodeo's on, I think they're assuming they're gonna get it, but, I mean, you wanna give them the chance to get it prior to this.
Okay, moving on. Running Riverdale.
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
number 1.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, nothing else for you, fine gentlemen?
No, I don't think I have anything else, so
Okay.
everybody have a good Stampede weekend if you decide to take in the festivities. Have fun.
Starts with this is the lift, next thing you know, it's
Smoke
the
break?
track code, next thing you know, it's.
I'll be right there.
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, Counselor Brennan, anybody have any questions or comments? Thank you, everyone.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks, fellas.
Guys?
Did Kenny Lake go fishing? He got canola oil.
I'll make that motion, Bob.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, financial statements, there for your approval. I need somebody to move them. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Well, maybe this will work better. It bumped it, I must have bumped it off. Okay, oh, geez, it's working now. Okay, reserves. There are reserves there for your perusal. Oh, do we have a motion on financial statement?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Richard, yeah.
carried, yeah. Okay,
Are these reserves current,
Call the answer.
Tyson, with all the monies taken off to their respective
I don't think you called the
rec
question
boards
on
and
the-
fire departments?
Yes, we've paid out the allocations for this year. We haven't added in the 2024 levies yet, though.
Okay.
okay, all in favor of Richard's motion? Opposed of any? It's carried. Okay, reserves are there. Anybody have any questions or comments on them? Okay, monthly status report. No questions of anybody? Okay, an RFD for the Library Rural Services Grant.
Okay, this is mostly just information for council, but we had a notification from Northern Lights Library of their allocation of our funds that are gonna be redistributed to each of the libraries and the MD. So you can see Chauvin, Edgerton, Irma, and Wainwright. So, we're asking, I guess council just to make a motion that we distribute this information to our libraries.
I'll make a motion that we notify the villages of the funding.
So is funding gone up? Or is it the same?
went up.
Northern Lights Feed Us did, I don't know if we,
I know they were asking for.
yeah. They plan on doing that for the next 3 years, the 5% increase, or
I believe the
1.5.
libraries were already notified by Northern Lights.
I think so.
What's that, Oscar?
I think the libraries were already notified by Northern Lights on this.
Okay.
I'm
well,
not
that's good.
sure. I wouldn't.
4,000.
Over last
It
year.
doesn't hurt to tell them again later.
Yeah, keep the information flowing. It's not a problem for us to let them know.
So run this by me again, Kelly. You kind of explained it out, and I've never really. So we're to pass a motion to notify the villages of the funding.
Basically, yes. Yeah,
But then
this
you
is-
got financial implications, 24,831.58.
That's the increase, right?
I don't know what it is.
Or no, that's the 5.6, it's in
Yeah.
the letter just below.
That money, see, we pay Northern Lights Libraries like a levy,
Yes.
and then they take this money and they keep a portion of it, but then for administration, and then they redistribute it to our libraries.
Yeah.
And that's the amount,
So then,
24.8.
but that is kind of what, we're not really in a financial
No.
implication. It's zero.
No.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
It's what, this motion looks like Northern Lights is paying to the boards.
Yeah.
Well,
It's in and then out.
yeah,
Like
the
it-
way I see it is we paid
No, it's
Northern, we
already-
paid Northern Lights $25,000.
Yeah.
And they took off $250 for admin, 1%. And then the disbursement that Northern Light is gonna give to the village is 24,800.
They don't really give any money to them, Bill. They just up their book rental a lot, so they transfer.
We write a check, though.
We paid Northern Lights
Yeah.
40.
Yeah, we write a check to Northern Lights.
48,000.
Yeah, we do, but Northern Lights
48?
don't send the money out to the villages. They get credit.
Yeah, they
to
do.
rent.
No, they
No.
don't. They give them cash.
They give them, I get a
I was
check.
on the board long enough to get that out of it.
It's broken down here how much they get. 15%, it goes on the population. But I thought they were gonna use 19, not 2016 capita, per capita.
Yeah, they use
They
these
said it.
numbers, right? They don't ask for that information, they just use it from the province, I'm thinking, from the population.
So then, obviously, the 2016 population is what they bill us for. Is that right?
It looks like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I
44.79.
want. I don't want them billing us for like 2024 and then paying out to the villages 2016.
I thought it was 19.
Yeah, they lag behind a few years from
I
the
see where you're
province.
coming
I'm
from, yeah.
not
Mhm.
sure why, but
Yeah, because there's been a census and stuff.
So the Wainwright Library gets money as well. Irma, Edgerton, Chauvin, and Wainwright. It's in the next letter.
And then as far as I know, the Irma Library, because I'm on the board there, they pay it back to Northern Lights. because they're part of the board, so they give a portion of that back again. It's the most screwed up setup I've ever seen in my life. They make it hard to understand how the system works, but they do pay it back to the Northern Lights Board.
So do they pay it back in a fee for service?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And then as well, Irma, I don't know about the rest of the towns, but Irma pays the board too.
Yes,
They have
yeah.
a levy that they just send the check right to the board.
Yeah.
Town of Wainwright does too.
Yeah? What's the matter, Robin?
Nothing?
You're looking puzzled, or?
No.
You're on the board, so every year I have trouble with
I
this.
know,
I just want you to
every year
explain
you
it to me.
make James jump through a hoop.
Well, okay. James isn't here, so I'm counting on you.
Oh,
Because you're
good.
part of Northern Lights.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't think clarity's gonna come to you.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
From my
Okay.
explanation
Okay.
of how this works.
Okay, yeah,
We can talk about
Well,
coffee.
yeah.
Irregardless, we need a motion to do something.
I think Robin made the motion.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, it's been a while ago. Any
It's
further
been a while.
discussion? All in favor? Opposed of any? It's carried. Well, that was good.
Did I say that in a bad way?
No, it sounded like it, Robin, that's all. I was offended a little bit.
That's okay.
Okay, DIP assessment review, is entering a contract to,
This is a renewal for,
Renewal,
with Mr.
yeah.
Gilbo, and that's his company number. It's for one year term for $40,200. So what he does is he reviews the provincial assessor's numbers, reports back to us, reports the discrepancies he finds to the provincial assessor, and they make the changes accordingly, so.
I'll make a motion, we renew, because it's a money maker for us.
that is.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Thanks, Bruce. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, LGFF agreements.
So these are the agreements that we received from the province for the new program that replaces the MSI. So there's an operating component and a capital component, and you can see the numbers and the financial implications. So we need council's approval to sign those agreements to get the funding.
Why would you only sign one? Just curious.
There's an option. There's an option to sign one or the other, so they're not mandatory. I would sign both. I'd really recommend you sign both.
I would
just was
strongly
asking.
recommend, but then that could be another motion I lose, so.
No, I just wondered
Just
why.
turn
I'll make
money
the
away.
motion, we sign both.
Okay.
Quick,
Well,
Mike.
let's see if we can all support that.
Option one, Mike?
Option one, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go with option
Okay, all in favor? Opposed of any? It's carried. Okay, FCM Ottawa. There's been some discussion that council may be interested in going to FCM in Ottawa next year. Personally, I have some concerns, but that's just mine. Probably lose another motion, but that's all right. My concern is going on an election year. I mean, if it was an election year, I would be all in favor, because I think it's a really good networking opportunity, and I think there's lots to be learned about it, about what's going on, but it's about probably a $40,000 bill, somewhere in there, and I just wonder if it's worth an election year, because the people that go may not be here to use their experience to help move the MD forward or be part of it. That's my only concern, and it's in Edmonton in 2026, and then there's 2 more years in 27, 28, it'll be down east, so there will be an opportunity to go down there if the council chooses, but I just wonder if it's the value for the ratepayers in an election year to go. That's my only concern.
Just leave the ones at home that don't want to.
You can do anything you want, Bruce, but,
I'm joking.
no, I just, I don't, to me, it's not a hill for me to die on, but it's whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I think the value is there, we've seen that in Calgary, and I don't think you gotta bring election year into it. Either the value's there to go, and I mean, if your constituents feel that you shouldn't have went, well, I mean, I don't think you can base a decision on whether it's an election year or not. I mean, I think you gotta base your decision on whether you think it's valuable to go to Ottawa, you get enough out of it. I don't, I mean, the election year, I mean, if you bring the election year into it, then I just don't think it's a good thing, but that's my opinion.
That's okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure the value, the Great Terriers get the value out of it, that's all, Bill.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. And that's each counselor's got to make that decision, whether you get enough value out of that program there to bring forth and bring information back to your respective divisions, or.
Okay.
I'll make that motion, Bob.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Oscar moves the council attend and administration. And an administrator?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Alrighty, RMA contacts and bulletins.
Want to stop for coffee now?
Hmm?
Stop for coffee now, or just?
Yeah, you might as well, we got just about done, but we've got a couple things going on, so. Let's take a coffee break, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Who's finance?
Yes, it was.
I think the honey pot's probably the cheapest.
A&W has coupons. Or you want us to go to pancake breakfast?
Somebody's gotta be doing dinner today.
Kids-
The town did
kids-
burgers
kids-
yesterday and hot dogs.
Kids sports. Kids sport over here at the golf course.
Is it?
Yeah,
At the golf course?
yeah, burgers.
We're in.
Okay,
You need the money. I'll make the reservation for you.
okay, we need,
Are you ready to go back on, Bob?
yeah, we're back, yeah, we're back.
Dana is at a court, yes, thanks, a course.
Okay.
At the U of A for planning. She's gone for a few days.
Okay, so anyways, you have her report from the administration wants to do it.
Yeah, if there's any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
Is your mic on, Bob?
Yes.
It is now. Thank you. Okay, the report's in front of you. If anybody have any questions or comments? Not, need a motion to approve it.
I will.
Thanks, Richard. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, LiDAR, RFD. What do we want to do with this?
Okay, this is something actually that was in the budget for 2023, but never did get purchased. But basically, LiDAR is imagery of the topography of the land, which is something that's used often by the MD Wainwright. Could be for development, planning purposes, approvals of subdivision for wetlands, and also for road construction. Our consultants do use it quite a bit when they do work for us, and they charge us for it. So this is something that we could just relay to them when they're doing certain projects for us, as far as designing roads and so on. So we thought we would bring it back up to council for consideration. It is included in this budget as well in 2024. So you can see there that the imagery, and actually there's a handout in front of you of just an example. I know it's not much to look at, there's a lot of technicalities involved in there, but it does mean something to the engineers and planners and so forth. So this is the information that we would have, and as you know, our topography doesn't change. It stays the same unless we actually do something to it, like a construction project. So it doesn't change. So once it's an investment that would be long lasting. So that's the cost of it. And just wondering if council would be interested in purchasing this as a tool for the MD going forward.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and do it, number one.
I like it if it lessens the price with your consultants, as long as it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a hidden thing that they charged you for it
Yeah.
anyway, or whatever.
That's right. It's a hidden thing in the prices they would charge, but this way we'd have it available for them.
So could we make maps out of it like this for different areas?
If it integrates with our GIS system, we probably could have a layer on our GIS. That's more of a technical question. I don't know, Neil, do you know? I believe we can, yes.
So is this for the whole MD? This for the whole MD?
This would be for the whole MD, yes. There's it's at 7.5 meters LiDAR, which is a better quality. The 15, I believe, there would be 15-meter LiDAR instead of the 7.45 in only 4 townships, which would be the townships bordering the MD of Provost. There's 4 townships there. For whatever reason, they flew the area and didn't have that higher quality resolution.
It's number 2 areas.
Mm-hmm, sound.
Okay. Okay, we got a motion to go with option 1. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, approval of the pay sheets. Somebody?
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, report seed cleaning plant. Yeah, they sold the scale. They got $3,500 out of it, but there is some hopper bins still for sale.
What size are the bins?
They're 1,000 bushels, and they're above ground storage. They come with
Hoppers?
well, they come with legs.
Yeah.
So they're tore down right now, but if somebody's interested in them, let them know. They're sitting at they're sitting in one of the board members' place, but they can be loaded and hauled out if anybody's interested.
3 of them? How many?
Three
were
of them,
there?
yeah. 3 1,000 bushel bins with the substructure. So in June, we cleaned a total of 9,300 bushels. In May was 21,000. So we are, no, in May we're at 24,000. We're 167,000 year to date, and we're about 5,000 less than last year. So it's coming along pretty good. Plant's running well. So they are going to be down for a bit for repairs of the summer, and manager will be taking some time, but otherwise it's picking back up a little bit. Things are getting more on course with this new manager. So. Okay, Edgerton.
We never had a meeting in May.
Okay. FCS.
We just had a meeting, last week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Nothing really big came out of it. I went to the regional with Kerry and Killam, and, there was a talk from RCMP about how they're integrating mental health into their service too. I found that interesting. They may come here to Wainwright, and then there's been a couple speakers that we're trying to get to go to the schools. That's about it.
Okay. Battle River Foundation.
Anything?
Yeah. Battle River Foundation.
We're at 87 residents. The Legion Poppy Fund donated a bench. We appreciate the paper putting that in there for us and thank them for that. We went through our 3-year financial review and business plan. What else? You want to mention that? We did discuss a nurse practitioner, and it was well received.
Okay. Anything else anybody has? Okay, the landfill, I missed most of the meeting, Robin, because I had to go to a grad. As I know, we had our new guy came.
Yep. Met our
We
new
introduced him. We're doing some work on some loaders. They did a report on the roundup, which was well received. I don't know, was there anything else after
Just
that?
the landing, or that pad was
Oh, the
approved.
The pad was,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, okay. But it's with the new manager seems to be working well from what I can gather.
Yep.
He's very knowledgeable about landfills and equipment and knows his stuff, getting along well with staff. So I think he was a really good hire. He's got 29 years experience in landfills. So.
He's going to help create that whole new safety plan that,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
it's going to be
He'll
good.
take it over from the guy that's doing it, so it should be good. Okay, East Central 911.
We had our yearly AGM, went through the books and all that. One of the fire chief from Manville came down, talked to us
Oh,
about
yeah, okay.
APRACs. They have the system now working to a point. They're still in the testing phase. So our 911 has a base station to handle that, but if they get more fire departments on this, we're going to have to look at buying that console sooner or later.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We can probably patty stack maybe 5 bases together, and after that, we're going to have to go to the console because it records everything.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's working well. We're talking to stars, and so far not the ambulances. There isn't, it seems funny, but they can't talk to Alberta Health Services.
I thought the system was supposed to talk to all government
No, Alberta
ministries.
Health hasn't signed up yet,
Oh, okay.
and they're the ones that kind of ask for it. It's weird, but bureaucracy at its best, I guess.
Okay. Foundation?
Yeah, we had our meeting there. We had an organizational meeting to begin with, and everything pretty well stayed the same, except the treasurer. The treasurer was swapped out. And we do have Hans Aor now as our treasurer. We do have our administrator of the hospital, Ellen Moyu. She is leaving. Wainwright, I'm not sure what direction she's headed in, but she's leaving Wainwright, and we're gonna have an administrator come from Hardisty to fill in temporarily while they get somebody hired. We had a doctor recruitment meeting, and at that doctor recruitment meeting, we discussed nurse practitioners and we discussed doctors, and right now we have a full complement of doctors, pretty well. So we have doctors, 3 doctors still taking patients, I believe, Bob. Was that not?
That's what was told to us.
Yeah, so the only thing we're looking at, and maybe right now, is 1 doctor retiring and possibly the nurse practitioner filling in there for seniors.
Long-term
And
care.
long-term care,
Yeah.
so covering that, and that's a possibility, so. Anyway, that's basically all
Yeah.
I have.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions anybody has? Northern Lights Library System.
We had our AGM in Elk Point. They were still at that time waiting for the operating grant from the province, but it looks like that came through. There's a new website. They're trying to bring in new Métis settlements and those types of people into the fold. Budget 2025 was approved at a 1.5 increase for the next few years. There was a policy review, elections for each zone elections, I'm sorry. And yeah, they had a great speaker on AI and how it helps the library system. Although somewhat scary, it was great for libraries. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, any questions? Wainwright Economic Development Board.
We had a pretty good meeting, well, that was the day afterwards we went to Calgary, but, we talked about vacancies downtown, how to solve that issue, maybe some incentives that way, occupancy rate at different locations around, along the highway here too, were brought up. What else was there? Of course, we did the doctor thing and all that. They're running another course on nurses next year.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be, I think, 8 to 10 again.
RNs or LPNs?
RNs.
RNs, yeah.
Yeah. The LPN one, I think Stetler got it for now, so they're hoping to get it back, so. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Anything else anybody wants to bring forward on the reports? Can I get a motion to approve them, please?
No, I can do that.
Thanks, Bruce. All in favor? Opposed, carried. All righty. Yeah, we can probably, is Preston still there?
What's that?
Preston's still there.
Won't change, so I'll be back.
Okay. Well, we got, what time is that guy coming on? 11:15, right? We got half an hour before. So 11 o'clock is our tax sale. So we got 15 minutes before we. So I guess we'll just recess we have to recess anyways, right, for the tax sale. So do you want a motion to recess right now? Okay, get a motion to recess.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Mike. All in favor? Opposed, carried. So we're recessed until after the tax. redo those two motions again. So Bill, is your motion still good to accept the reserve bid? Okay, all in favor of Bill's motion? Carried. Oscar, is your motion still good to appoint administrator and auctioneer? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay.
Okay, thank you. There's only one more motion, which would be to proceed in applying to Alberta Land Titles for the title to these properties, and that the taxes owing be removed.
Okay. Oscar, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Very efficient auctioneer.
Okay, thank you.
If you're looking for day work. Okay, we probably got time to go on camera. Well, we do have time to go on camera. I think we got time to discuss Oscar. So we got time to probably discuss Oscar. Okay, I need a motion to go on camera. Moved by Bruce. All in favor? Opposed? Anybody? Okay, if everybody could leave the room that does not need to be here. Shut your mics off. You can just flick the switch. Yeah.
So one challenge with shutting the mics off, he won't hear you. What's that? Because he's coming in through virtual.
haircut, big guy?
Couple weeks ago, short.
Good.
Okay, well, you've got a group of admirers, Jamie. But anyways, on behalf of the MD, I'd like to thank you for all your years of dedicated, loyal, and passionate service. You made sure that the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, and you certainly didn't lead us into anything. You made sure that before you presented anything, it was done with perfection, and we really appreciate that. We hope that you enjoy your retirement, and we hope to start to fit in. So, thank you very much for all you've done for us, and we'd like to give you this plaque as appreciation.
Thank you.
Been tough.
James, when you're retired.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, we're back to this.
So far, it's just been work. Hey, guys, it's just been work so far. So,
Okay, see if we can keep that for Shelby.
yeah. No, it's been a pleasure working here for all these years. I've worked with many different counselors and staff. Everybody pulls together and works as a team, trying to get everything accomplished that we need. So I appreciate the opportunity when I started, way back when, and that, and yeah, no, hopefully we'll enjoy the next steps. But thank you all, and we very much appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome to join us lunch. Okay, one more motion.
I will.
Who said that?
Richard.
All in favor? Done. Okay, thanks, everybody. Lunch is